Hello, my name is Dacia Robertson, and tonight I'm presenting this lecture on substance use in adolescence before my panel of school counseling experts. Alcohol and other drug use among our nation's youth remains a major public health problem. Substance use and abuse can increase the risk for injuries, violence, HIV infection, and other diseases. Substance use also affects many areas of the brain and can cause adverse behavioral, psychological, and social consequences. Adolescence is a unique period of development marked by rapid changes in brain structure, behavior, and social functioning. Basically, substance use can interrupt brain development. Now, some of these changes appear to be reversible once the drug use stops, but there are some other changes that appear to be permanent and leading to persistent deficits in memory as well as motor coordination. Unfortunately, substance use during adolescence appears to be quite common. In the year 2000, almost half of Americans aged 12 and older reported being current drinkers of alcohol. This translates to an estimated 104 million people. Heavy drinking was reported by 5.6% of the population aged 12 and older, or 12.6 million people. Among youths who were heavy drinkers in 2000, 65.5% were also current illicit drug users. Among non-drinkers, only 4.2% were current illicit drug users. Similarly, among youths who smoked cigarettes, the rate of past month illicit drug use was 42.7%, compared with 4.6% for non-smokers. Of those youth who reported they had used alcohol, 62% say they had their first alcoholic drink by age 15. When we analyze adolescent substance use by gender, the numbers are quite similar for boys and girls. Among youths aged 12 to 17 in 2000, the rate of current illicit drug use for boys was 9.8% and 9.5% for girls. Interestingly, though, boys aged 12 to 17 had a slightly higher rate of marijuana use than girls in the same age category, with 7.7% for boys compared to 6.6% for girls. Girls, however, were somewhat more likely to use psychotherapeutics non-medically than boys, with 3.3% for girls compared to 2.7% for boys. This graph depicts the average percentage of people who have used illicit drugs within the past month by age. As you can see, usage often starts between the ages of 12 and 13 and peaks around the ages of 16 to 20. So when we look at the numbers, we can see that substance use among adolescents is definitely fairly common. But it is also definitely a real concern. So as school counselors, the question has to be asked, what can we do to help resolve this problem? Well, first, counselors need to have accurate and age-appropriate prevention education information in order to counsel students on substance use effectively. From there, intervention strategies can be implemented. The effectiveness of any intervention program is partly dependent on the timing, the duration, the frequency, and the intensity of exposure. The school setting provides an opportunity to implement an intervention early in the substance use involvement. When designing an intervention, it is very important that counselors involve all stakeholders in the organization of the intervention strategy, including students, administrators, and other staff. Equally as important, the intervention must be perceived by students as relevant, and it must be perceived by administrators and staff as efficient and effective. The intervention program must build strong bridges between the school-based program and other influences in the students' lives. For example, family, neighborhood, and peer networks. The effectiveness of school-based intervention programs is maximized when students have the ability to practice such changes in their natural environment. Successful interventions will take place on a three-tiered model, and that model will consist of the universal, selective, and indicated programs. A universal program is delivered school-wide and targets the entire student body. The selected program is targeted at a smaller percentage of students who are considered at a great risk for substance abuse. Finally, the indicated program is designed for an even smaller percentage of students, and those are the students who show signs of substance abuse already. A perhaps obvious but easily forgotten point to reiterate when thinking about implementing prevention programming is that it is truly meant to be comprehensive, meaning it targets all levels of adolescent substance use from experimentation to abuse. Once small but important ASCA recommended way school counselors can contribute to prevention efforts is to collaborate with teachers to provide guidance curriculum lessons. It's been found that actually having school counselors deliver lessons rather than a teacher, who the students see daily, can positively impact their effectiveness. Counselors must make students aware of the harm they are causing to their brain and to their bodies with the use of substances, and also make it clear how that harm will impact their life. With all these factors considered and incorporated into the intervention strategy, counselors should have great success in their efforts of decreasing substance abuse among adolescent students.
Hope not drunk.